Hey y'all, Rob the American here, and welcome to Tales of Manchester and Watches. All right, y'all, I'm standing in front of Manchester Central. Look at that super cool clock. Standing in front of Manchester Central, which is the convention center here and used to be one of the major railway stations. And the reason we're standing here is well, for a couple reasons. We're going to be looking at a watch that I had previously filmed, but I think it got lost because it was near the beginning of when I started my channel, and I was able to get my paws on it one more time. And the other reason is because at Manchester Central, they've just opened a new restaurant slash bar slash coffee shop called Junction that I think is really cool, and I'm excited to share that with y'all. And they've been kind enough to give us permission to film. Now, Manchester Central is surrounded by history here. Have a look. Right in front of Manchester Central is the back of the Midland Hotel. The back looks just as good as the front. And then on the property is this circular. This is the Peterloo Memorial. And if you don't know Manchester history, the Peterloo Massacre was a defining moment in this history. All right, let's go on into Junction, and I'll show you why I was excited to film here today. All right, y'all, we've been given access to VIP seating. Have a look. All right, we are in the corner with plenty of light and lots of beautiful buildings. All right, y'all, here it is. Wow. Oh my God. Wow. This is the Rolex Day-Date 40. The Day-Date was originally released way back in 1956, and it was the first watch at that time to print out the full day and date in two separate windows. And today you can get the day printed up in 26 different languages, but I'll tell you more about that a little bit later. Wow. It comes only in precious metals, so you can get it in yellow gold, white gold, rose gold, and platinum. Wow. Now, it came to be known as the President's Watch because it was famously worn by President Lyndon Johnson way back in the 1960s, and has been worn by dignitaries and world leaders and sports stars and celebrities. And most infamously, Tony Soprano wore his Day-Date 36. All right, let's talk specs. It's a 40mm gold case with a thickness of just over 13 millimeters and a lug to lug of just over 47 millimeters. So this wears very well, in spite of the fact that its precious metals are heavier than stainless steel. So it is a heavier watch, but it wears beautifully around the wrist. And it's got this silver sunray dial with what Rolex calls a deconstructed Roman numeral pattern. And if you look at it really carefully, you'll see every other marker is a Roman numeral. I think that's class. That's class. And then, of course, the iconic president bracelet with the invisible clasp. So you have to look for the Rolex crown, and then you just pull up on it, and there you go. Wow. And then, of course, we have the fluted bezel, another Rolex icon. Now, at the beginning, the fluted bezel would have been screwed down to help with water resistance, but now it's just ornamental. But the watch is still 100 meters of water resistance, and it's got an in-house Rolex superlative chronometer movement with 70 hours of power reserve. And the Day-Date itself is one of the few Rolexes that is polished by hand instead of machine. This watch truly is something special. And as I said at the beginning of this video, the day is printed up at that top window, and Rolex will do it for you in any one of 26 languages. All you have to do is take your day date to any authorized dealer. They will send it to Rolex, and Rolex will pop in the appropriate day wheel. Now, it's too many languages for me to memorize, so I'm going to read them off. Hold on to your socks. Here we go. English, Spanish, Dutch, Indonesian, Italian, Japanese, Latin, Arabic, German, Polish, Portuguese, Russian, Chinese, Danish, Basque, Catalan, Ethiopian, Finnish, French, Greek, Hebrew, Moroccan, Norwegian, Persian, Swedish, and Turkish. This version of the Day-Date 40 retails for 35,200 pounds, or about 45,000 US dollars. The reason I said this version is because you can get it with diamonds or the 36 millimeter, so obviously your cost may vary. All right, so I have a few final thoughts about this and about the watch world right now related to this. The Rolex Day-Date is truly an icon, and I know I overuse that word, but this watch has stood the test of time, decade after decade after decade. However, precious metals watches such as this today are not as in demand as they were 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. And of course, tastes change over time, and maybe it's that. But to give you an example, I was in London a couple weeks ago, and I walked into a Rolex dealer, as I am known to do, and they didn't know me at all. And I could have walked out of that store with a solid gold GMT Master 2 that came out last year. And believe me, that would never have happened a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And you still can't walk out with any of their stainless steel sports models, even if you are a regular customer. But it just goes to show how times have changed. Now, maybe it's the economy, maybe it's changing tastes. But I've also been warned when I go to London not to wear a nice watch, because that would make me a target of thieves, and London is notorious for that. And not just London, but Paris and other big cities. And it got me wondering why that is. That did not happen 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and I think we get what we tolerate, and I'll leave it at that. All right, y'all, that's it for me today. Of course, I got a big thank you to the good folks at Junction for giving us permission to film here today and being so kind and welcoming. So if you find yourself in Manchester City Centre, come on down to the Convention Centre, and you will see it up on the left-hand side of it. They're open every day of the week. Great food, great drink, great atmosphere. So be sure and tell them that Rob the American sent you. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And by all means, leave a comment down below on your thoughts on the Rolex Day-Date 40. And join me again for some more watch talk. Y'all take good care.